So the final episode of season 2 of Peacemaker came out a few nights ago. Um and I've been kind of procrastinating watching it because I'm like, oh, if I'm finished this, then I really don't have a new show to watch. Um Man, this was not a good ending to a season rather. Um yeah, this was not a good ending. Season 2 in general, I think, was not as good as season 1. And there are a lot of flaws with it, but were a lot of things that I liked. There were, like, John Cena is better in this season than I think he was in season 1. Like, his acting has improved so much, and Peacemaker as a character too is so likable, and you want to see more of them. And it's like he doesn't really get a lot of cool things to do except for that one scene where he kills the what are they called, the Sons of Liberty or some shit. When he kills all those guys, that's a pretty cool scene of him, but we don't really get many with him. He kind of takes an ass kicking in pretty much like every episode. And in this episode, he gets like jumped by 3 guys and he loses. It's like, dude, he's fucking Peacemaker. They brought him onto the Suicide Squad to fight a giant kaiju monster. You know what I mean? Like, what are we fucking doing? Like, to me, that's where I'm like annoyed with this season, is that they constantly do things where it's like they have to have a weak character just shit on Peacemaker for no reason, or just like, how is Hardcore able to beat up Peacemaker too? You know what I mean? So wait a second. What was the point of them recruiting him in the first place in season 1? They still wanted Peacemaker, right? Why would they need him if apparently Hardcore can just beat the shit out of him? I just like, and apparently 3 fucking SWAT guys can apprehend him. It's so bad. Like, it was just so rushed. And this whole episode felt like it was building to some sort of action sequence, and nothing happens. This is a big waste of time episode, and honestly, I'm going to say it's a waste of time season. I guess if you want to wait until season 3 comes out and then binge season 2 and 3, because really this is an incomplete season. Rick Flag Sr., what have they done to his character? In Superman, I didn't watch Creature Commandos, whatever the fuck. I don't think anybody has, because nobody cares. Nobody cares. Well, that's actually connected to the universe. Nobody cares. All right? I've seen the Suicide Squad movie, which is loosely connected to the DCU. Nothing makes fucking sense anymore. But whatever. Nobody's seen Creature Commandos. But in the Superman movie, he's a likable dude. He's one of the only people who are like, in the government that are kind of siding with Superman. He's against Lex Luthor. He's apologizing to Superman for them for basically not thinking that he has rights since he's an alien. He says, I'm sorry about this. So this is well within him already knowing his son was killed, right? And they've established this. So then why is it that Rick Flag Sr. all of a sudden does a complete 180 over the course of 8 episodes? It's really over the course of 1 episode. Because I'm a little drunk, by the way. If I'm slurring my words, I'm sorry. But like, in the first 7 episodes, he's morally gray, but he wants ultimately to apprehend Peacemaker. Then in episode 8, all of a sudden he wants to, like, him working with Lex Luthor to find Peacemaker made sense. But now all of a sudden he wants to create a prison for metahumans, and like, it doesn't make any sense, and he's doing coke. That whole montage, the song was fun. I liked the song, but it was really cringy. It was just really cringy with the edginess, because the edginess is like, it's appealing to like 12-year-old, 13-year-old teenage boys, you know what I mean? Which, this show is appealing to younger audiences, and then it has like weird fucking things like just fucking orgies where people show their cocks and clits and shit. And we can act all we want about how, like, oh, well, this show's meant for adult audiences. But, like, this type of humor, like, the edginess, the forced edginess is very immature. And the show, in general, is catered to a younger demographic. I do not give a fuck what people say. And having a weird orgy scene, it just, to me, didn't feel like... It just felt unnecessary. It felt uncomfortable because it went on for so long. And, like, this is the first thing you follow up Superman with, is a big orgy. Like, I just don't get it. I really don't get it. And it definitely doesn't help the case of people who think that, like, James Gunn is a weird, like, Hollywood guy who's, like, putting weird sex things. Like, oh, Superman, they put... fucking, you know, what was it? Not an orgy. It was a harem. They're putting harems in Superman. That was a weird line. I agree. It was a weird line, but I didn't think it was like that bad. But Superman is like such a lighthearted, like, you know, hopeful movie, and then to immediately follow it up with just like orgies and let's do drugs. We're doing coke. Oh, we're doing coke. We're saying fucking cunt bomb, fucking clit buster cunt bomb fuck face. You know, just all this, like, it's just so try hard, you know? And I already talked about the excessive, like, you know, rants that, like, you know what I mean? Like a rant that becomes a rant of some sort of, like, meta fucking commentary on, like, common used phrases and shit like that. Like, that whole housewarming gift thing was so bad. It was so fucking bad. And luckily, after, like, episode 4 or 5, they kind of toned down with it a little bit. But I think this is probably James Gunn's, like, worst thing he's done since Guardians of the Galaxy in terms of superheroes. You know what I mean? And I mean, that's not fair because I liked Guardians of the Galaxy. Guardians of the Galaxy is awesome. So I guess, like, it's the worst thing I've seen him do, superhero related. Because, yeah, it just felt that all the worst cliches of a James Gunn project are just, like, amplified in this. You know what I mean? And I'm kind of getting sick of the formula. I'm kind of getting sick of the like, ruining every emotional scene with a crass, unfunny joke. The doubling and tripling and quadrupling down on unfunny shit that's, oh, it's funny because he's saying fucking cunt. You know, it's funny because he's doing coke and heroin and they're having sex. It's very just, ugh. And yeah, this episode was uneventful. There was just a lot of things that are just like, yeah, like, let's go. It's time to move it along. It felt like there needed to be 2 more episodes to this season. And then the way they ended it with just him getting apprehended by 3 fucking people. 3 fucking people. And then thrown into this alternate universe. Like, that would have been fine. That would have been a fine ending, I guess, if you didn't spend the first 7 episodes focusing on Earth X, focusing on Nazi world, and building it up to this big reveal, and then literally nothing happens, and you just gotta wait until next season. Very, very, very stupid. But there were things that I liked about the season, but I mean, I had more negatives than I did positives. I'd say that the first 4 or 5 episodes are the best, but they still have their flaws. Episode 7 was good, but there was so much cringy shit in there. But, like, once you knew what the Nazi reveal was going to be, you could see the heavy-handed fucking dialogue coming from a mile away. And in this episode, it just shat itself. Like, it didn't know how to end. And so it just kind of fizzled into nothingness. There was so many fucking montages because... And building up this boat thing with Chris and Amelia, like, what is the point? They kissed at the boat. We knew that. So who gives a shit? Why are we building up to it as if it's a reveal? It wasn't. And playing the theme song last season was, I believe, during a huge action sequence, was it not? And now, they play the song here, and it's them all just like making a new business, and then randomly characters that were in August are now being inserted into the business, and they're showing up and they're along for the ride. And it's like, how about we have a scene where we see those characters make a decision to leave instead of doing a big dumb fucking montage that honestly just felt like a way to neatly wrap everything up. Like, let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go. I don't get it. This episode sucked. It really sucked. And this was not a complete season. There were, this was a 5 out of 10 season. Just very average, and the things that I liked about it saved it enough for me to not hate it. Like, I did enjoy some scenes. Like, I thought some scenes were pretty funny, but there was a lot of things that just went completely nowhere in this season and felt like wastes of time. And this whole episode felt like a waste of time. So yeah, I have to give it, just honestly, I want to go below a 5, but I like the show, you know what I mean? Even though this season was not good, I like the show, so I'm going to give it an average rating.